podcast number 35. I'm Max, and as ever I'm joined by Pep. Lots gone on in the couple of days since Spa, and what a great race. Pep, we've had a lot of comments, mate, on our channel.
Mate, heaps of comments. It's been great.
Some good, some bad, some ugly, but Pep and I both like to thank you all for your comments. Mate, I think you would agree a lot of them centred around McLaren gate or Stepney gate or whatever gate you want to call it.
Yeah, mate, we posted that video about McLaren and there was heaps of comments. It was great, and we kind of thought that there would be because it's massive news, of course. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thanks everyone for all your comments. It's been great.
It has been, and it's been fantastic that we've had lots of different opinions on the issue. It's a fairly polarising issue. You either think McLaren were over-penalised or under-penalised or whatever the case may be. Some of you think the drivers should have been penalised, points and stripped. Some of you thought, how could that happen? And I think you'd agree, mate, it's been terrific to look at different people's views and add our own comments.
Yeah, mate, it has been. And also, you know, for me, I think a couple of people said as well, let's just get on with the racing, you know. Like, I think that there's going to be more appeals, more to go on. But, mate, let's just do it. Let's get on with the racing.
Yeah, I think we'd all agree that this isn't the end of it. Let's hope it is, but that's to me wishful thinking. I just want to do the talking on the track, mate. We're all
3 races to go.
We're all ready.
Bring it on, yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Mate, Spa was an awesome race, and I tell you, the first thing that I noticed was Air Rouge. I mean, I've got to say, Max, the Belgian producers, they showed Air Rouge from quite a number of different angles.
Sorry, what's Air Rouge? Gotcha. Yeah.
Great to see Spa-Francorchamps back, mate. And it was a great race as well. Ferrari doing really well.
Yeah, they did. And for the organisers of Spa, fantastic race again. The circuit looked immaculate, despite the changes which we discussed last time. We're not going into now. I thought the circuit as a whole looked fantastic. It was great to see the cars slingshotting once again up Air Rouge, and it was a good race, mate. Especially the start.
Mate, the start was amazing. I mean, Alonso was just ruthless, and I think you know, he was obviously very aggressive in turn 1. I thought it was great. I actually thought, as it was happening, I thought he's just going to push him wide here.
Well, the way I look at it, and I look at it a little bit different. Alonso had the line. He had the driving line. He had a good line into the curbs. Lewis was on the outside of him. And Alonso stuck very firmly to the driver's line, and Lewis ran out of road. Lewis, of course, will tell you otherwise.
Mate, I agree with you 100%. I think Alonso was on the line, and Lewis had nowhere to go.
He's not going to deviate or anything.
And Lewis has been bitching, mate, but I tell you what, he should have just slowed down and got around the corner. He went wide. And
I dare say, if the yellow helmet wide, then Lewis would be adopting exactly the same call as what Fernando did. Fernando did nothing wrong as far as I'm concerned, but it added to a great race.
I agree, mate. It was a great start, and then the Ferraris kind of ran away with it, and Kimi did well, mate. It was great to see Kimi.
Wasn't it?
And, you know, here we are saying, you know, one of the McLaren drivers are going to win it, and Kimi's, you know, storming home. So anything could happen.
Yeah, started from pole, finished from pole, did a great drive.
Solid, mate.
Good to see Felipe shrugging off the dramas of the last Grand Prix and where he retired and saying no, he stuck to his guns. So it was good. Ferrari won too, mate.
Yeah, mate, and you know, Alonso has now narrowed the gap. So there's only 3 races to go. I can't believe it.
He's narrowed the gap to 2 points to Lewis, as we all know. But I thought, interestingly, psychologically, for Fernando in particular, he finished on the podium. Lewis didn't finish on the podium. He's 2 points behind, and maybe his comments in the press during the week. I intend to treat the last couple of Grand Prix as though that it's the last race, has come into fruition. He's doing well.
Well, mate, before we talk a little bit more about Alonso for next year, let's just finish off by saying that Webber did well, Max. More points for Mark.
So was that the Australian driver?
Yes.
That's outdone his teammate again?
Yes, Max.
Oh, that driver?
Yeah.
Oh, 7 in the points. Yes.
So we were happy about that.
It's due, Mark.
Cheers. So, mate, since that race, Alonso's been a little spotlight about what he's doing next year. Will he go back to Renault? Will he stick with McLaren? And mate, at the moment, I think that he's going to jump. He's gone.
Controversial, you heard it here first.
Mate, not first. There's heaps of places saying about Alonso, just really, he's not going to be at McLaren next year. So.
Well, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does. Personally, I think he'll have to honour his contract, but in light of recent events, apparently his manager is already canvassing other teams as we speak. The driver market is in effect on hold until Fernando decides, or it's decided for Fernando partially, what team he will be racing for next year.
Yeah.
But
you're right. He's got everything's on hold until Fernando moves.
Yep, that's right.
Yay or nay. Yeah.
And I mean, I ask you, would you want to work in a? This is a conundrum, in a hostile environment, but at a potentially championship-winning team next year, or would you rather go back to someone that really wants you, so you can make that team your own again, as he did at Renault?
Mate, do you think Fernando's at the point where he wants to revive a young team like Hill did, or Villeneuve? Create something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Will he go back to Renault? There's rumours about Ferrari, Max. It's unbelievable. I agree though.
Yeah.
And until he moves, until they decide what's happening, then no one else is going to move.
That's right. It's stay putsville for everyone until Fernando decides to pull his finger out and make a decision, and that's pretty much where it all lies at the moment. I think Renault would, or it's obvious that Renault would love to have him back. I mean, there's a lot of politics and cash involved, as we all know, with these decisions. But personally, I don't see a bad fit with Fernando going back to Renault. Bye Fizzy, thanks very much.
But what if the Renault's a piece of shit? I mean,
like you said,
the race-winning McLaren versus the...
That's the thing. Do I go back to what I've left? I left Renault for a reason. Do I then go back to that? Yeah. Admittedly, it'll be, a different team per se, a different car to what he was used to, the R25 and R26. But do I go back to that, or is the next logical step maybe Ferrari, or does he stay? Does he stay at McLaren?
Well, guys, let us know. I mean, anything could happen. That's what's great, Max. Anything could happen. But let us know what you think. What's Alonso going to do?
Yeah, who's going to be where next year, do you think? Bearing in mind some contracts are locked in.
Who's going to win the World Championship? We haven't made our calls yet, Max. So
oh no, that's coming.
But with 3 races to go, it's a legitimate question, I think, Max.
Who's going to win? In fact, it's so legitimate as to be ridiculously legitimate. I think now's probably an opportune time with the championship so close, the drivers that is, we know who's won the constructors.
Yes.
But now might be a very good time with 3 races to go to pick your P1, 2 and 3 in this year's World Championship.
But now they're going to say, what's yours? Put your kahunas on the line.
We'll do that.
Yeah, but we definitely want to, with 3 races to go, who's going to win the last 3 races, who's going to win the championship? We'll back it up soon with our calls.
Yep, for sure.
Before the next race, which is a nice segue, Max.
Great segue. Massive fan of the segue.
Fuji.
Are you?
Fuji, Max.
Oh, Fuji.
An F1 race hasn't been run there in quite some time. But
since Adam was a boy.
But it's back.
It's back, baby.
And we've got it on Gran Turismo 4.
So you would assume that Toyota would do really, really well at Fuji, wouldn't you?
Well, what does that mean?
Well,
in the top 10?
They own the circuit, Suzuka, owned by Honda type thing.
Yeah.
You'd like to think that Toyota would do well at their home track.
Fuji, China, Brazil. So Fuji's next. And mate, I tell you.
Oh, by the way, sorry to interrupt. Of course, we can do Fuji on GT4.
Yes.
Which will be happening. So unfortunately we couldn't do Spa, but GT4 has Fuji, so we'll be getting futuristic, and we'll be doing some laps of Fuji.
We will be, mate.
I just like saying Fuji. It's 9 o'clock on a Thursday night. I don't know what time it is in your part of the world, but thank you for watching and listening.
And we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.